There is a war happening inside you right now, not someday, not when life gets harder. Right now, in this very moment, as you breathe and blink and exist, two versions of you are locked in a battle that will decide everything about your future. The career you build, the relationships you keep, the person you become. Every single outcome in your life traces back to who wins this war. One version of you wants to stay comfortable. It wants to hit snooze one more time. It wants to scroll through someone else's highlight reel instead of building your own story. It wants to eat what feels good in the moment instead of what builds strength over time. It wants to sit in the familiar even when the familiar is slowly suffocating you. That version of you is not evil. It is not your enemy in the way you think. It is just afraid. It has been afraid for a long time, and fear, when left unchecked, does not just slow you down. It stops you completely. The other version of you is different. That version wakes up before the excuses do. It chooses the hard thing not because it enjoys pain, but because it understands something most people never learn, that hard things build something soft things never can. That version of you has a vision. It sees past the tiredness, past the doubt, past the setbacks that have knocked you down before. It has been waiting quietly and patiently for you to choose it. Not tomorrow, not when conditions are perfect, now. Every single day, you are casting a vote for who you are becoming. Every morning you get up when your body begs you to stay down, you vote for the stronger version. Every time you close the distraction and open the work, every time you say no to what feels good so you can say yes to what builds you, every time you push through the discomfort instead of running from it, you win a battle. And battles add up. One choice leads to another. One win builds on the last, and slowly, almost invisibly, you become someone different, someone stronger, someone who can actually be trusted with the life they have been dreaming about. But here is what most people never talk about. The enemy inside you is not lazy. It is not weak. It is not some simple force you can overpower with one motivational speech and a good night's sleep. The enemy inside you is intelligent. It knows exactly how to speak to you because it uses your own voice. It sounds like reason. It sounds like kindness. It tells you that you have worked hard enough today, that you deserve the break, that the goal was probably unrealistic anyway, that people like you don't really make it to places like that. That voice has destroyed more dreams than failure ever has. Think about that for a moment. Failure is loud. You can see it coming. You can prepare for it, learn from it, use it as fuel. But this voice, this quiet negotiator living inside your own mind, it doesn't attack you directly. It bargains with you. It takes just a little today, just a little more tomorrow, and a little more after that, until one day you look up and you realize you have been drifting. You have been going through the motions. You have been existing instead of living, surviving instead of building, waiting for the right moment instead of creating it. That is what the enemy inside you wants. Not your complete destruction, just your slow surrender. So what do? How do you fight a war that is happening inside your own mind against a version of yourself that knows every single one of your weaknesses? You fight back with decision, not with motivation, because motivation comes and goes like the weather. Not with willpower alone, because willpower is a limited resource and it runs out. You fight back with a decision that becomes a commitment, that becomes an identity. You look at that voice, you hear it clearly, and you say out loud if you have to, not today. I know what you are. I know what you want, and I am choosing something greater than what you are offering me. Every morning you wake up is a new battlefield. You do not have to win it perfectly. Perfection is not the goal. Progress is. You just have to keep choosing, keep showing up, keep taking the next step, even when your legs are heavy and your mind is screaming at you to stop. Because that is the moment right there when you push through instead of pull back. That is the moment that separates the people who change their lives from the people who spend their lives wishing they had. Think about every person you have ever admired, the ones who built something from nothing, the ones who came back from loss that would have broken most people, the ones who stood in the fire and did not run. Do you believe for 1 second that those people never felt what you are feeling right now? Do you think they never lay awake at night wondering if it was worth it? Do you think they never stood at the edge of giving up and looked down? They stood there. Every single one of them stood there. The only difference is they took one more step forward when every part of them wanted to step back. That is the whole secret. Not talent, not luck, not perfect circumstances or the right connections. One more step forward. That is it. That is the entire formula. You are not behind. Let me say that again because you need to hear it. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not too late, too old, too average, or too damaged to build the life you keep dreaming about. You are in the middle of your story, and the middle is always the hardest part. The middle is where doubt lives. The middle is where most people quit. The middle is loud and uncomfortable, and it does not look like progress even when it is. But the middle is also where the real work gets done. The middle is where character is built. The middle is where ordinary people become extraordinary ones. So feel the resistance. Let it be there. Feel the doubt, the fear, the exhaustion, the voice that says you are not enough. Let all of it be present. And then take the next step anyway. Not because you are fearless, because you are brave enough to move forward while being afraid. That is what courage actually is. It is not the absence of fear. It is the decision that something else matters more than the fear. The version of you that makes it through this, the version that builds the life you have been imagining, that person is not some distant, different, better human being that you have to become. That person is you right now making one more decision to keep going. That person is you choosing again to fight for the life you deserve. The war inside you is real. It will not end tomorrow. It will not end when you hit your first goal or your 10th. It is a daily war, fought in the small moments, in the quiet decisions nobody else sees, in the choice you make when no one is watching, and the only thing standing between where you are and where you want to be is your own willingness to move. This is your moment. This is your war. And you were built specifically and completely to win it. Get up, show up, keep going, do not stop.